Welcome back to the Plan Hard channel. I can't believe the response that I got from my last video on narcissists and empaths. Your response was overwhelming, and I really loved some of the comments. Makes you feel not so alone when you see something like that. My video today is going to be a little bit different. Um, Again, I want to tell you all, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a psychologist. My mother was, but I'm not. Um, the video today is about when did you first discover the word narcissism? When did you place an idea or description on the bad behavior that you had been receiving over the years? Um, when I was married very young. I was married at the age of 19. Her parents, her mother, as I later found out, this took quite a while, but as I later found out, is a passive aggressive narcissist, or she was. She's passed away now. But um, she used to act through proxies. If something that she didn't like, she would get her husband to say something to the person, or get her children to say something to that person. Um, Now, the term is called flying monkeys. And what they do is they get proxies to do their dirty work. And yes, that is a term that the psychiatrist used now, and it is related to the Wizard of Oz. So anyhow, she knew her mother was like this, and so when we got married and she moved out of the house at age 20, due to the marriage with me, and I thought she could not be farther away from narcissism than that, because I thought she was escaping it, basically. She was escaping her own mother's narcissism. Now, in the world of psychology, narcissism has a sliding scale, almost like autism. Like they're within the spectrum, and it's degrees. And supposedly there's 21 degrees of narcissism. And what psychiatrists are actually saying is that you can, a normal person works through to become a better person in their later life. And I think that that's pretty much true. But they say that a narcissist actually works their way up the scale. They never work for self-improvement. They always work to hone their skills a little bit more. And that's what makes them scary. It wasn't until my mid-20s that my wife at the time started exhibiting traits of a narcissist, but I never had a word to put to it. I went through the first 7 years, and they were rough. I knew that I was being mistreated, but I didn't know there was a name for it. I had a next door neighbor, in fact, the man that originally built the house next door to me, the problems that I'm dealing with now, but that's. When he first moved in, he was like an older brother to me. He was 12 years older than me. He was closer to me than my real brother was. And we would talk to great lengths. Very intelligent man, very logical thinker, self-made millionaire. I mean, he was really a sharp guy. And he said to me one day, when he noticed I was kind of down, he asked me, he says, what's wrong? So I explained what I was going through with my wife. And he gave me this soft smile and he says, I want you to go online. Now, this is back, way back in the day. We're talking like early 2000s. And he says, I want you to go online and look up the term narcissistic personality disorder, NPD. Well, I did, and it opened a whole new world for me. I discovered a professor by the name of Sam Vankinen. And he was an actual self-professed, well, not only self-professed, but he was officially diagnosed as an NPD. And he went through years of therapy to get out of that. And he finally said, you know, I'm relieved because I finally have a name for it. And so he had a forum board that was online. You know, this is before Facebook and all the other social stuff. And we could all talk to him about, you know, the narcissistic people close to us. And he was the driving force for me to eventually divorce my ex-wife and move on with my life. But, so I was probably in my mid-30s, I want to say, before I finally got a name to attach to this disconnect that I was feeling. And it served me very well. I mean, you know, I said in my video the other day that I've been divorced for 15 years, but my girlfriend corrected me. I've been divorced for 23 years now, 22 years. And it was the best thing I could have ever done for my life. It renewed my self-confidence, renewed my self-esteem. But I finally got a name for it, finally fixed my problems, and got out of the marriage. And then, unfortunately, the guy buys the property next door. And that started up all this PTSD in my mind. And it's been 20 years since I had to deal with this narcissism. And so I'd forgotten a lot of the things and a lot of the ways that you can battle with this. But it's starting to come back to me. I'm going to put a link in the description to Professor Sam's YouTube page. And it was such a relief to see him again online. And I just discovered him again today. Also, I have a whole lot of things, you know, like when NPDs become dangerous, a whole lot of other links that you can discover. As long as I can put this term in front of people and people can actually say, yes, I'm seeing this, 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 and this. Now you have to understand that a formal NPD diagnosis takes a psychiatrist a long time to diagnose. Usually months, sometimes even years. So when I say that I can check off all these boxes after being married for 27 years, and now I can check off those same boxes with the person that lives next door, that gives me a lot of validation. So I hope you enjoyed this one as much as the last one. Put some likes, put some comments about your experiences. If you want to see some more of this stuff, I mean, I could go on for quite a few videos on this. I don't want to dwell on it. I'd like to get off of this subject, but I'm being forced into it, unfortunately. Okay, so like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. And thanks for your support. It's really been wonderful. See you on the next one.